Hey everybody, what's up? This is my first live stream, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am super excited to be trying to do this. I've only filmed things by myself, and it's going to be cool to have some people in the chat, so I'm excited. I have a couple topics I was planning on covering, but also you guys can kind of like guide the conversation. If there's anything you guys want to talk about in particular, let me know. This is my channel. Mostly have been doing Harley Quinn content up until this point, because, I mean, as you can tell, but, I want to branch out. So this is also a way for me to find out what you guys want to watch, if that makes sense, like what kind of content you'd be interested in. This is not meant to be a Schmodown channel, but, it comes up, so that could be a topic as well. So, yeah. It's so weird talking by myself. Just gonna put that out there a little bit. It is 1 there. I know I am streaming really late. I'm trying to avoid overlapping with other people's streams, which everyone is streaming at the same time. So yeah, there's no good time to stream. So also, it's another thing. If you guys have a suggested time for me to stream, let me know. Wednesdays, Thursdays are preferred because I don't have kids, but let me know. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I know, it's right. It's like shocking. You would never be able to tell that I have the Harley Quinn obsession a little bit. All right, we got a lot of people in the chat. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see who all is here. We have Malcolm. Hi. Partis. Hi. Jake. Fuck you. Just kidding. I love you. I love you, Jake. Hey, John. All right, and hi, Tyler. And no, PLD's not invited. We had too much PLD in the last stream, and that Danny had on her channel, so we're gonna he's not allowed. All right. Oh, hey, Nat. Hi. And Oscar, hello. Well, thanks, guys, for coming in here. All right. Oh, general chat drama can just make its way in here. That's fine. All right. Well, my first big topic of discussion was going to be the Harley Quinn show. I'm not going to spoil anything at all. I just am going to try to encourage you guys to get a DC Universe subscription. I think it is one of the best written animated shows in a very long time. It's funny, it's witty, it's foul, it's violent, it's everything that I like, and maybe you guys like too. So, I highly recommend that show. It's got a great cast. We have Kaylee Cuoco from Big Bang Theory, and she actually is an amazing Harley Quinn. I was very skeptical, but I think she's pretty freaking fantastic. So, yeah, you should definitely look into that. The DC Universe app is fantastic. There's a lot of shows on there. Titans is awesome. We have all the animated movies as well as just all the movies in general on there. And comics. Read comic books. Hey, sorry. Hi. No worries. Hey, Brandon. Thanks for checking this out. So, yeah. I'm really enjoying the show. The writing is crazy good. And Malcolm, I see you don't have it there yet, and I'm so sorry. You should figure out how to watch the show because it's pretty great. If you like things like BoJack Horseman, that's like my biggest comparison, just because it's like that. It's animated, so it feels like you would think it's childlike, but it is so inappropriate that it's clearly written for adults, and that's like my ideal show. So it's pretty great. But yeah, definitely, it's worth the $6.99 or like $64 a year, whatever it is, to get DC Universe. I use my second most used app of streaming apps. So, Phantom of the Opera is pretty good, though. I mean, I like Phantom of the Opera. I like musicals. Musicals are great. So yeah. Trying to think what else I should talk about that, because I also have a show where I talk about it all the time. Hmm, maybe that's about it for that topic, because none of you guys watch that show. Let's think. What else did I have planned to talk about? I guess mostly it's just, I don't know if I want to do live streams. This was kind of a suggestion from a few people to try to get an audience and find out what you guys actually want to watch, because I don't know what to do. I just know I want to be able to talk about things other than Schmodown, because I love Schmodown. I love Call to Action. It is a second home for me, but I need to talk about other things too. I have other interests. I like books, I like movies, I like comics, don't like sports. Okay. Oh, question. What happened to Hunican Studio? Okay. My hard drive died. So I had to get a new hard drive, and I lost my place in the game. So I am just trying to figure out if I'm just going to pick it up from scratch again, or if I should move on to something else, because my gameplay is lost. So yeah. So if you still want me to watch me play it, just start over again, I can. It's an option. But yeah, all my gameplays of every game I've ever played on this computer is gone, so yeah, it's unfortunate. But I still have the game. I have it on Steam, so I still own the game. It's an option. And no, we are not going to have PLD on here. He is banned. He is not allowed on my channel. Just kidding. He went to bed. He's welcome. PLD, for watches and rewatch, you're welcome. Just not today. And we definitely don't need double PLD for sure. Nobody ever needs double PLD. One PLD is already excessive. Yeah, thank goodness. Yep. Party without PLD. So let's change the channel. The show is now changing to an anti-PLD show. So get your guys' negative opinions out. I'll put them on the screen. We can just vent. It's our safe space. I'm kidding. I don't have anything bad to say about PLD. I just like to give them shit. I give the people I love shit. So if anyone's ever received shit from me, it's because I care. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind talking about Schmodown. It's just I want to talk about other things too. Like our cheese talk on Call to Action actually was like the highlight of my week. I'm like, yes, let's talk about something I can talk about, because I eat cheese. That's something I do. All right. What are your favorite types of movies? I clearly love superhero movies. I love Marvel. I love DC. So those are all make sense. I like sci-fi in general. Love alien movies. Love like Starship Troopers, things like that. So I'm big into sci-fi. Something I always watched a lot of, particularly with my dad. It's a thing we did together. I'm not really big into rom-coms, at least not new ones. I like the classic, like early 90s rom-coms, but nothing recent. My favorite movie is Fight Club. And like I like Fight Club Warrior. I like masculine-ish movies, I guess. Dick flicks? Yeah, I like those kind of movies too. So no PLD, but Jake is still here. Yep, Jake's invited. Jake was invited to the stream. PLD was banned, so that's fine. What is your favorite food that has cheese in it? Oh, that's hard. Tacos, probably. Taco is my second favorite food. Sushi and then tacos. So I will eat all the tacos with lots of cheese on it. Like where the cheese is like when you bite and it kind of like strings out. Yeah, that's good. Yes, Fight Club. I love Fight Club. It has been my favorite movie since I first saw it when I was like 12, 13. Like this movie's cool. And it's just gotten, even now that I'm older and I've read the book and I've seen it like a ton of times, it's starting to make even more sense to me as an adult, and I like it. Since HQ is your favorite DC character, what is your favorite Marvel character? Jean Grey, Phoenix, Stark Phoenix. She is actually like her better than Harley Quinn. I just don't dress up like her. Actually, but I used to. If you look on my Facebook, I used to have reddish orange hair because I love Jean Grey. I think she's one of the best characters ever. Her story arc in the Dark Phoenix saga from the Chris Claremont run is some of the best writing ever. It's a slow burn. It took 4 years to tell that story, and then they try to cram it into like 2 fairly terrible movies. So it bums me out that they've ruined the character. I have no problem with the people who have played her. I thought they were fine. It's just the scripts have been garbage. So yeah, I love me some Jean Grey. All right, favorite teen girl flick then. That's hard. I mean, it's about teen girls, but I think it's written more for adults. But I watched it repeatedly when I was a teen. It's called Sugar and Spice, and it's about some cheerleaders that rob a bank, and it's dirty and hilarious and funny, and it's amazing. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I used to love that movie. No, not cheese on sushi. Sushi is my favorite food. Tacos are my second favorite food, and tacos have cheese on them. So that's why I said tacos. So no. Although maybe there's actually no. Yes, there's cheese in sushi. My favorite sushi roll is actually the Philly roll and has cream cheese in it. So boom, yes. Cheese on sushi. Am I excited for the Gun Suicide Squad? Skeptically, yes. I am actually one of the weird people who actually did enjoy the first Suicide Squad. I thought it was fine. I mean, I didn't love it, but I thought it was fine. But I think James Gunn is a really great director. I think he's perfect for this type of movie. So I think it's going to be good. I just don't know where they're taking it. Like, it's like a soft reboot. So Margot's still in it, but other people aren't. And Viola Davis and Amanda Waller, I think, still in it. So like certain characters are still in it, others are not. We shall see. The pictures I've seen of people in the movie from them filming it, though, are great. Harley Quinn, you see her with her long hair with the black and the red. So I am interested to see how her character looks and costume design and things like that in the Suicide Squad, but they need a way better mission. The Suicide Squad should not be fighting world-ending events. Suicide Squad is street crime. They should be fighting gangs. They should be fighting like little minor zombies. One of those things is they fought like a small zombie apocalypse inside of a football stadium. So like it was one contained area they're fighting. That's what the Suicide Squad should be fighting. Small incidents. They are not world-ending apocalypse. Everyone's gonna die fighting superheroes, because most of them aren't even that super. Most of them, so not even all of them are humans. Some of them are just like Harley's just a person. So they should not be trying to fight somebody that's trying to end the world. And so I'm hoping that's what's happening. I'm trying to kind of go in blind to the Suicide Squad, so I have not read much about plot points or anything. If they've released those, I've tried to avoid those because I want to go in, at least to the trailers, kind of blind. But I'm hoping the big bad is like street crime big bad, not end of the world, bombs going off, gotta go into space kind of crimes, if that makes sense. All right. I don't think they ruined the character of Jean Grey per se. They definitely botched Dark Phoenix. Yeah. Let's say like the actresses, I think, did fine. The dialogue sometimes felt legitimately Jean Grey. Some of it was kind of just didn't feel like it was her, but like I said, the Phoenix and Dark Phoenix saga, if you have not read it, I highly recommend it. You can get it on Comixology and read the whole story plot. It takes about a day and a half because it was 4 years of comic books that told this story. It's like these little tiny nuggets here and there that build and build and build and build and build to this amazing peak. And then yeah. And it should not be a standalone movie. Dark Phoenix should not be a standalone movie. Dark Phoenix should be the next Infinity War level event. It really should. Because it does involve space travel, alien races. It's a huge event what happens to her in the comic books. So they should do tiny nuggets over the course of a bunch of movies over the next 5, 6, 10 years, who knows, to build to a Dark Phoenix story. Because it is a slow burn, if done properly. It is a slow burn and should not be just shoved into one movie. So that's my opinions on Dark Phoenix, because she's actually my favorite character. So, all right. See, it's fun. So that's my opinion of it. Of course, I love Margot as Harley. I enjoyed Will Smith's character. Right, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is like the perfect cast. I think it's even better casting than Margot as Harley. She is perfect as Amanda Waller. And I enjoy the movie for what it is. I just don't like the third act much and anything to do with Enchantress. Enchantress should not have been the villain. It makes no sense. And like I said, not a big apocalyptic event where she's trying to destroy the human race. Street crime. Like they're something that would make sense for that group of people to be fighting. And I just banged on my mic. All right. I don't think they will retcon Deadshot. I just don't think he will be in the new movie so that Elizabeth can come back. Yeah. I think that's what I think too. I think they're just going to bring in a new group of villains. I've tried to, like I said, go in kind of blind. So I don't know what villains they're trying to bring in. I would like to see King Shark. I don't know how you would bring King Shark into a believable world because, he's a giant shark. But I enjoy that character, so that would be kind of cool if they could. So yeah, I think that's the thing about the Suicide Squad is the group of people in the Suicide Squad changes constantly. It's never like one person will die or whatever and someone else will replace them. So it's a constantly rotating group of people. So I think that's what the Suicide Squad is going to be, is another group of people, not necessarily meaning that the other people are not in that universe anymore. They're just not currently in the Suicide Squad at the moment. Which I think would be ideal because you're right. I would love if Will Smith came back at some point because I liked his Ditch. I thought he was a good boy. So, I would like it if he did come back. So that would be pretty cool. And yes, it should be at least a trilogy. Like I said, I personally, if I had my way, it would be an Infinity War level event. Not maybe necessarily 2 movies, but 1 movie that slowly builds up to you over the course of several years. But I don't think we'll get that because it's already kind of flopped twice. I don't know if Disney has the confidence in that storyline at this point. All right. I hope they bring us 75 something like that. That's the thing. People die constantly in the Suicide Squad. Like constantly. If you watch like the animated movies and stuff like that, they are just like being just wiped out for stupid reasons and things. And I think it would be funny because like in Suicide Squad, we saw Slipknot get killed, which I knew was going to happen before the movie started because he's only in like clearly early on in the movie scenes in the trailer. I'm like, well, Slipknot's going to die. So yeah. I that's part of the thing about Suicide Squad. It's a Suicide Squad. You're going on suicide missions. Your likelihood of dying is high. So that should be properly put into the movies, and it should. I like it when it's lesser known characters in it more so than like the Harleys and things like that, because that's just who it was. It's just a constantly rotating group of people that are just like low level crime people. They're not like the end of the world apocalyptic level villains. They are just annoying street crime people that they're trying to find some use for. So, all right. They managed a believable King Shark in The Flash. I believe it's possible from the movies. I have actually, I stopped watching The Flash after I think 2 seasons. I do enjoy the Arrowverse shows. Pretty much all of them I've watched. There's just too much content for me to keep up with. Between trying to be on call to action, having a full-time job, trying to do my own channel, I read books, I'm a single mom. I fell off on almost every single of those shows about 2 seasons in. So, I'd like to catch up because I did enjoy them. I thought they were good, but I'm so far behind on them. Right. Hence the name. Yeah, even though they're Task Force-esque, technically, but yeah. But yeah, that's my opinions on Suicide Squad. I have a lot of them. And Dark Phoenix, I have more opinions on Dark Phoenix than I do Suicide Squad. Because it's the Dark Phoenix saga, I say it's top 5 stories / books of all time. It's up there. The Stand's number 1. Dark Phoenix Saga is probably 2 or 3. So I have opinions on it. I hope they don't recast Harley Quinn in the future. Margot is perfect. I couldn't think of another working actress right now who could do a better job than Harley. Not just because she looks like Harley and sounds like Harley and acts like Harley, but she reads the comics now. She's fallen in love with the character. She understands the character. Her involvement in Birds of Prey was extreme. If you watch the bonus features in the Birds of Prey DVD, she goes into how she's a executive producer on it, and she's not the kind where it's just her name in there. She read comics. She actually worked on the script. She was actively involved in the production of Birds of Prey throughout the entire process, and to me that shows because But what you say or not say about Birds of Prey, if you liked it or not, I do feel like it is a love letter to people who enjoyed certain runs of her comic books. If you liked the New 52, if you liked DC Rebirth, or if you like just like the Harley Quinn run that was in like the, I want to say early 2000s, there's a lot of storylines pulled from there. Like the main storyline in Birds of Prey is pulled from a comic book line storyline from the Harley Quinn comics called Behind Blue Eyes, which is a pretty messed up story. You should read it. I highly recommend it. If you have DC Universe app, you can read it on there. But it's a good storyline. Harley, you learn a lot about her as a person in that storyline. So, all right. What music do you like? I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to, as I said in the other stream I was hanging out in the chat, I listen to a lot of 80s dance music. So, you know, Safety Dance, You Spin Me Around Like a Record, Heaven is a Place on Earth, Go-Go's, things like that. Lots of 80s dance, because Billy Idol's White Wedding. Yeah. Like, I love 80s music. It's like my go-to, like, listen to the car music. I was a major punk throughout high school. I listened to Sex Pistols, Green Day, Anti-Flag, The Unseen, The Casualties, Rancid, things along those lines. So that's, now I'm like Marilyn Manson I listen to a lot of. I like Marilyn Manson, Disturbed. Yeah, so I don't listen to much music from like the last 10 years. So if you list an artist that came out and started performing in the last 10 years, I might not know who you're talking about because I don't listen to that stuff really. Favorite Slipknot song. I actually don't listen to that much Slipknot. I had an ex-boyfriend in high school who was majorly into Slipknot, so I listened to them a lot. But that ended very poorly, so I purposely stopped listening to Slipknot because it brought up bad feelings. I liked Slipknot when I listened. I just brings up bad memories, so I don't listen to them very much. Yes, it does not get enough credit. I personally think it was a good movie. I'm biased. I'm very biased, but I think it was a well-made movie. The people's main critiques about it, I feel, are actually sort of Easter eggs and like love letters to people who enjoy her in the comic books. But I can see how that doesn't translate well to the big screen per se. But for me, that's what I was looking for in Harley Quinn movies. So like it was near perfect. There were some nitpicks here and there, but it was near perfect for me. So I wish people liked it more. It makes me really sad that it's not, didn't make like $2 billion in the box office. The chef has done a video and showed us how to make Harley Quinn's egg sandwich. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when it came out, was on keto. I'm planning on going back on keto, but I was on keto when it came out, and all I wanted was the breakfast egg sandwich. So I made up my own version where it has the cheese, it has the eggs, it has the bacon, it has the hot sauce, but instead of a crust or bun or anything like that, I would just put butter on top and just eat it, the insides. And without the bread even, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm with Harley on the hot sauce. You gotta have some hot sauce on there, but not too much. You gotta taste everything. So, yeah. All right. Yes, the egg sandwich is life. And my favorite part is the way she looks at that sandwich. Like, I feel like I've looked at food that same way before. Just that, like, oh my god, I want food feeling. It's very relatable. Yes, you can rent Bop on Amazon. You can also pre-order it, so I own it. I bought it on digital, but they're also going to mail me the Blu-ray when it comes out in May, I think. I've already watched it like 6 times because it's a fun movie. The soundtrack is fantastic. Even if you don't want to ever see the movie or whatever, and you want some like good, I guess, girl power music, sort of, it's a good soundtrack. I like it. Hi, Danny. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right. Okay, favorite 80s dance song. Okay, of all time, the Safety Dance. I listen to it almost every day. My kids, they just turn on the song within the first few seconds or go, oh, mom's listening to Safety Dance again because they know that song. But I also, for like just dancing. White Wedding. Like anytime that song comes on at like a dance or a wedding or at a club, because I go to 80s night and stuff sometimes. I like that song. It's also a really long song, so if you want to dance with somebody for a while, and it's long, so you can dance with them for longer. But yeah, so those are probably my top 80s dance songs. Anything else? I've been going for 25 minutes already. This has actually gone really fast. My plan was an hour. I don't know if any of you guys want to jump in. I can do kind of like what Dan did in her stream where I put the invite in the chat. Let me know if anyone wants to hop in and talk about shit. Because, yeah, I am very new to the talking about stuff by myself thing. All right, let's see. Okay, we all know PLD is a major Ed Harris challenge. Where are you? Let's see. For actual acting quality, I will see anything Adam Driver's in. I mean, there is a running joke because, like, I have him right here for Kylo Ren, and I name my cat Kylo Ren. But I actually really like Adam Driver as an actor. I think he's good in every single thing he does. I have almost seen everything he's in. I actually kind of did an unofficial watch through, kind of like what PLD did with Ed Harris, where I wanted to see everything he's in. So, like, I've seen all of Girls. I've seen most of the movie he's in. But yeah, he's probably the one I would say. On my channel or C2A? My channel, probably not for a while. I don't have that many viewers or subscribers and things yet. But on C2A, stay tuned on that. We might be figuring something out. So we'll keep you posted. All right. Do you think that Bop would have done better at the box office if it was PG-13, or do you think the COVID? It probably money-wise would have done better as a PG-13 movie. However, I wouldn't have liked it as much as a PG-13 movie personally. More people probably would have seen it just because of accessibility and things like that. But I liked that it was rated R. And then I do think COVID-19 at least had a little something to do with it, because Suicide Squad I saw 8 times in theaters. And that was because it was in theaters for months, and I could go like once every week or every other week, and I was able to see it 8 times. I was able to see Birds of Prey 3 times, and then it was just like out to theaters. So part of that was COVID, part of that was it didn't do as well. There's a lot of reasons, but I do think both those things did affect the box office a little bit. Right. Hold on. There's the link. If anybody wants to hop in, I could probably have like a couple people in here, maybe 3. So there's like 4 of us, or whatever. All right, let's see. Adam Driver, Adam Scott. I like Adam Scott a lot. I gotta admit, I'm a big Adam Scott person, but Adam Driver, just I don't know. I think Adam Driver, but it's not by that much. That's of course. I love Marriage Story. It is a very genuine interpretation of a nasty divorce. I am divorced. I don't know if some of you know that, but I've been somewhat recently divorced, last couple years. It wasn't a nasty divorce. We did actually agree on a lot of things, but there's still, no matter how easy a divorce is, I guess, there's still a lot of emotional feelings and fighting and pain behind it, and certain things that were said in that movie were almost like quotes to things I have said in life. So it hit me for sure. Hey, welcome to my stream.
Good to be here.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on. It's easier when there's people to talk to, for sure.
It definitely is. It's why I don't really do lone streams myself.
Yeah, that's why I've only been doing like recorded things, because like I just like pretend my camera's a person and just just talk at them for a little bit, and like it's 20 minutes. But I'm like, oh, maybe I should do streams to try to get people in here and stuff. And I'm like, but just talking by yourself is hard. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, do you have any topics you want to talk about or anything? Any questions? Anything?
I didn't actually. I didn't really think about it.
All right, chat. Do you have any suggestions of things we should talk about? I'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
As we keep talking about Adam Driver, I'll talk about that.
Adam Driver's great. I do love him in a lot of things.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah. Like, I don't like the show Girls very much. I had issues with that show, but he was good in it. That's how he is in a lot of movies, where the movie's maybe not that great, but he's good in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think he's doing pretty great, especially this year. This year was a big year for him. All right. There's a question. What is your favorite comfort movie during the quarantine?
I mean, like for me, it's been like mostly rewatching Harry Potter's. Like Harry Potter's like kind of what I always go to when it comes to anything. But lately, like this year, I've been sort of trying to watch as many movies I've never seen before as well, to try and get into some of those ones I've never seen. Like,
yeah, I haven't watched that many movies on this quarantine. Like I said, I've watched Birds of Prey a lot, so I guess that will probably be my choice. But really, Bad Men's one of my favorite TV shows of all time, at least one of my favorite dramas. And I am watching it right now because I was just in that mood, because I love the time period, I love the music, the cars, the clothes, just the way people talk and things like that. It's just like, it's kind of calming for me, because it's just like, people in an office smoking and drinking scotch. I like this. So I would say that's probably more a comfort for me than Birds of Prey was. So, let's see. Want to see Marriage Story, but then I don't, because it's gonna remind me of my failed relationships. Yeah, it's rough, but it's good. It is so good. Like I said, the dialogue is so genuine. I loved it, but it is rough, and you do feel not great after you watch it. So, yeah. I'm gonna open my White Claw. I just realized I'm 30 minutes in and I opened my White Claw. All right. Do you do a Harley Quinn impression? I've tried. I'm not good at it. I was Harley Quinn for Halloween, not last year, but the year before. I've pretty much only been her for Halloween for the last couple years. But someone did a bet. They're like, if you could just do the Harley Quinn voice all day long, we'll buy you lunch. So I tried my best. They gave me lunch because they saw I was trying, but I'm not good at accents. Malcolm, do you do any impressions?
I really don't. Like, every time I've tried to do impressions, it comes out sounding weird. Like, whenever I've tried doing a Jack Sparrow impression at one stage, it comes out sounding somewhat Jamaican and nothing like.
Yeah, I am impressed by people who could do impressions. Like, I think it is amazing. I am not one of those people.
Yeah.
All right. Bye. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Hey, Glenn. Welcome. But yeah, I would love to be able to do impressions. Harley would definitely be one of my favorites, because I am a cosplayer where I make costumes and wear them to conventions. And being able to do the voice on top of that would be awesome. I'm not there. My goal is also to get super in shape and stuff and be able to do cartwheels and things, because then I can be even more in character and be like, hey. But I'm not there yet either. All right. I still have some days left on my vacation. I'll probably watch the Harry Potter. Yes! Watch Harry Potter.
I mean, I always get jealous when I hear people watching Harry Potter for the first time. Like, because I mean, there's no way we can watch it for the first time again.
Yeah, there's definitely certain things that's how I feel about too. Like Harry Potter's one of them. Star Wars, of course, like the end you get to see it for the first time, and then like watching shows like Breaking Bad and stuff. I'm like, oh, to watch that for the first time, I'm so jealous, because I can never watch it for the first time again. Hey, Welcome. But yeah. Harry Potter is amazing. I love the Harry Potter movies and books. I'm actually overdue for a reread of the books, so I need to do that.
Yeah,
The best.
so yeah, I've done a few Harry Potter, like big Harry Potter trivia quiz nights as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Harry Potter is awesome. My daughter is getting to that age where she likes the movies. She's seen all the movies. She likes the movies, but she's almost 10, so she's getting to where she can read the books. And so I'm hoping soon she'll want to read them because, yeah, they were some of my favorite books.
Yeah.
They're the books that got me into reading. I was not a big reader until I read Harry Potter. Let's see. Key viewing after Harry Potter. Gotta watch CBGB for reunion of Alan Rick. I have not seen that. I know what CBGB is. I've not seen that movie.
I've also never seen it.
I will have to check that out. If it's streaming somewhere, I have time. What up? It's going good.
It is going good. I'm pretty sure that's Hunter. Behind there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure. Yeah.
Oh. And then C2A book club. I would love to do a C2A book club, whether it be on C2A in our chat on Danny's channel, maybe on my channel. I'm not the book person for YouTube like Danny is, but somewhere, yeah, we should do a book club because that'd be fun. I was a part of Comic Book Girl 19's Dune book club and her Watchmen book club, and it's fun. Even through the internet, book clubs just getting to discuss books with people as you're reading them together, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So are you reading any books right now or thinking about starting any soon?
I mean, not really. I've been trying. I've had this one sitting there for ages. I've been trying to start reading at some stage. But it's one of those ones like I used to be a big reader, but now sometimes it's hard to just go grab a book.
It is hard. So like in high school and just after high school, I was just, I had free time, so I'd just sit and read books all the time. And then when I turned like 21, 22, I started working for the postal service. I would do data entry. So I would listen to audiobooks, and I would be working 8 to 12-hour shifts, sometimes 16-hour shifts. So I could read like 1 to 2 books a day. So I would go through hundreds of books a year. And then now I am at the point where I kind of got used to audiobooks. So I listen to audiobooks while I clean, work, and do other things. So, but it's definitely like 1 or 2 books a month, not 1 a day anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like between doing streaming stuff or take through all that, and try to get through all the podcasts I've got sort of logged, and there's so many out there. I just don't have time to just sit down to read.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess my reason I've switched to audiobooks. I prefer the smell and feel of a book, but getting to listen to them while I drive and stuff, it's nice. Because then I don't have to be doing other things. All right. What film do you thought the movie did the book justice? Trying to think.
I mean, for me, it's Lord of the Rings, hands down. And I think that did the book so much justice because I mean those books are long, and Peter Jackson managed to get as much as he could. There was stuff cut out that, but I mean, in hindsight, I don't know if it would have been needed to make the movie any better.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think the top choice would be Lord of the Rings, just to see something different, and also because I just watched it the other day. Okay, so it's a controversial opinion, but The Watchmen. It didn't translate to movie well per se, but when you actually look at it cinematically, it is frame per frame that comic book. It is beautiful. I actually with my daughter, and I was flipping through the comic book while watching it, and I'm like, yep, there's that frame. There's that frame. Oh, look, there's that frame. It is perfectly done through that part. But for some reason, maybe it was casting, maybe I don't know what it was, but it just didn't translate as well. But it just for just almost perfect frame for frame adaptation, Watchmen impresses me. And I actually do like that movie. I like Watchmen a lot. I know some people don't, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
hmm?
I mean, I'm one of the ones that just I've tried watching Watchmen a few times, just
Mhm.
never got into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those ones that like I never had trouble getting into the comic books anyway, so it's
Mhm.
probably definitely was one of those ones that maybe that love those comics.
Yeah. Watchmen is probably top 5 for me ever of all books, just in general. So that could be part of it because I know like my ex-husband did not like the movie, but he also did not like the comic book. So like it probably does make sense that the two kind of go together a little bit. Another comic book that was adapted that I liked part of is The Killing Joke. The last half of The Killing Joke is the comic book, and it's great. Just the first half is unnecessary, and I don't know why they put it there. So just like skip ahead to like the last half of the movie, it's great.
Yep, definitely agree. That, and it's one of those ones like I never. I mean, I've still never read the comic book, but like I mean, I watched the movie. It's like
Mhm.
this. I'm sure this whole thing isn't that comic book that I've heard all the comments. It's like, oh, you don't need back uppers and stuff. That is actually the comic book. The rest is added for who
Yeah.
knows what.
Yeah, all the Batgirl stuff, if they could just not have that in the movie, it would be great. Like, I really did enjoy the last half of that movie, so I own it, so I can watch it, but it's just that first half. All right, let's see. Separate topic. I just watched Justice League, and it's even better on rewatch. What do you guys think about if you watched it again? I did not hate the Justice League as much as I thought I was going to. It had its moments. There was stuff I did not like about it. It did have its moments. So, I mean, it's okay. I like it. It's just
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to DCU, I didn't hate the Justice League either. It's still probably my least favorite of the DCU, but I think the movie is fine. I
mhm,
think the Snyder Cut is a myth. I think until it gets released, I'm not going to believe it exists.
mhm.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not
if any,
asking for it.
like, yeah, exactly. And I think if it was going to be released, this would be the perfect time to release it because everyone is already at home watching, not be able to do anything anyway.
Yeah. I know. I bet need to use my quarantine time more efficiently. Like I'm watching Mad Men. I've already seen it like 5 times though. I really probably could turn it off into something else. But like do a nice rewatch of movies that I've seen once or twice, but not a lot, just to kind of see how I feel about them now. Justice League would be one of them. I think I've seen it twice. Once in theaters and then once we first bought it on DVD, my kids watched it and I watched it with them. But I think I'm due for a watch. And Oscar, that is criminal.
I'm saddened. Peter Jackson's saddened with you as well.
You could buy them for like at like Walmart for like $3 each. Like they're cheap to buy on DVD. They're streaming and stuff. They're on HBO or whatever TBS and stuff all the time. You have no excuse. It was Oscar. You have no excuse. And I agree. I liked Cyborg a lot. He was actually one of the stronger characters for me in that movie. I thought he was good.
Yeah, I've actually I've met Cyborg in person because he
Mhm.
came to one of the comic cons in New Zealand at one
Uh-huh.
stage.
That's really cool because yeah, I like him. I would like to see him back in the DCEU, whatever it's called now, because I enjoyed him a lot. And Danny, I have actually never seen any of the Narnia movies, and nor have I read the books either.
Yeah, I
So,
mean I've read the Narnia book. Lion Witch of the Wardrobe is great. The
mhm.
other two adaptations are fine. They like they're good. I'd watch them again. They're just not anywhere near the original.
Yeah, yeah. It's on my list of movies to see. I probably need to see them. And the books, my friends loved the books. There was one of the books that people suggested to me when I was in like junior high to read, but I never got to them. So, uh, and I agree. I love Cyborg, but also love Flash. I liked him as Flash. Here's my problem. Barry's not my favorite Flash. I like prefer West. he's my favorite Flash. He's actually technically the fastest Flash. Like he actually goes in the comics that he is faster. But like the greatest thing Barry ever did in the comic books was die. But yeah, so I liked Ezra Miller all right. I don't know if we will be seeing him come back as the Flash though, for controversial reasons. There's that video that there's not enough in that video for me to form an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen this video. I've heard so much about it.
Yeah.
I'm still of the opinion that I don't know if we'll see Ezra Miller back as Flash, because I don't know if we'll see the Flash movie again. Because it's been delayed so much that I've got no idea if it'll come out, because I think there's a chance it'll be scrapped by the end of it anyway.
Yeah, the DC is very hit or miss with their movies. I feel like they've been on a good run, personally, with them lately. But I think it's because they're not linking them together. That's not their focus. And I feel like just leave that to Marvel. They've somehow figured that out. Just leave it to them. Do your own thing. Just the movies that you do are like the Joker. Just stand on their own. You didn't link them to anything.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, like now they're on here, I mean, I think what DCU did wrong is they tried to rush to catch up to Marvel by getting to Justice League. If they'd just taken the time and because honestly, Batman v Superman could have easily been the end of a 5-10 movie arc.
Exactly.
And if they brought to it properly.
Yeah, they definitely rushed into that. That's the thing. Avengers, we had at least one, if not multiple, of the Avengers movies kind of leading up to that. I think we had 2 Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, things like that. We had multiple, and then like Justice League was just like, and one of these people has had their technically 2 movies, sort of, and that's it. And Wonder Woman. So 3. So it just didn't give us enough story to like the characters and understand the characters and have investment in the characters before we're supposed to believe that they're a team. So DC needs to just do their own thing. Stop trying to do the Marvel thing and just do your own thing. Because that's when you're doing good. Like Joker's a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones I actually don't know where Marvel can go after Endgame. I mean, like Endgame was just a masterpiece and like ending a saga. Now they're just going to start building up to something else.
Yeah. My feeling is that after, because Endgame is just such a event. Like it's never been matched before. It's probably not going to be matched again for a very long time, at least. If it is again, it'll probably be Marvel again, but hopefully years from now. But I feel like the first few movies that come out in Marvel they're probably going to be just as good as always, but they're going to feel lackluster in comparison just because we just saw Endgame. So then this little, Black Widow action film, okay, it might be perfect and wonderful, but you're going to be comparing it to Endgame in your head. You're going to, because that's what you saw last. And yeah, so I think it's going to at least feel like a slow build up again, because it's just like, and peak, and then intensity drop. So we'll see. Let's see. But don't you want to tie in let's eat at the same time. Yes, it has to be connected. Yeah. Just do your own thing, DC. Let's see. There's some fighting in the chat, as usual. Neither I feel like I'll never get a coin. Fuck your coin. I'm sure you'll get a coin, David B. It's just they're gonna put it off as long as possible for the drama. Because this is entertaining. Just rubbing it in poor David B. I feel bad. Sorry, David. You deserve a coin. You deserve 100 coins. But they probably will just maybe send you 1. But you deserve 100. You deserve to be rolling in the coins. All right. Any more questions from the chat? Any topics you want to cover? Anybody else want to jump in with us? I can share the link again if anyone wants to join us. Talk about whatever. Books, movies, comics, music, except anything in the last 10 years, because I won't know who you're talking about.
I mean, with music, I'm actually the really opposite. I've really lost touch of music in the past 10 years. So, because I mean, people keep telling me about this Despacito. I actually had to look it up to find out what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, anytime I watch like an award show, I don't know who half people are. If they're in movies, I'll know who they are. But if they're a TV actor or a music artist, or I probably won't know who they are. And like my mom and sister will be like, "Oh, that's so and so." I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, what Disney Plus Marvel show are you both looking forward to? Honestly, probably Loki. I'm really looking forward to Loki.
Yeah, Loki is definitely one that I've been looking forward to. WandaVision is another one. That's one which sounds
fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is another one that could be interesting. That's one I've got the theory that, like, by the end of that season, it's going to be the transition of Falcon to becoming Captain America officially. But yeah, I'm not sure if they've been moved, because I know their production has been stopped, but so I think we're getting them next year now. I'm not sure, because we're supposed to get some of them this year, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna the next year, year and a half, 3 years for all we know is probably gonna be weird for film, TV, things like that, because so many projects have been postponed, put on hold. Like even if they've already filmed things that were supposed to come out next year is gonna be pretty saturated with movies that were supposed to come out this year. So they're probably gonna then hold those movies, you know what I mean? So like I feel like it's gonna be a bit before we're like on schedule again. So who knows when these are going to see
and
these.
I mean, as it is, we've got a crowded November anyway.
Like everything's getting moved to November.
Exactly, because with Black Widow, got Soul, No Time to Die, Free Guys, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've definitely chosen November to be the place they put things. I'm probably anticipating some of them are going to move, whether they move further out or closer in. Like maybe if things kind of get back to normal a little quicker than they thought, movie theaters start opening up, maybe they'll push some stuff sooner in like late summer, early fall. But yeah, November right now is too stacked.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a case of we probably will get it next year or early, because no one really knows how long this is going to last for. Like the experts are saying that it's going to be at least 6 months, or earlier than that. But I mean, no one really knows when it comes to pandemic.
Yeah, I'm hearing stuff all over the board too, where I've heard like states are going to start trying to open up next month and things like that, which to me feels too soon. I think the quarantine, do not leave your house mentality is probably gonna be over in a couple months. But I think this next year, the whole year is gonna be different. Masks are still gonna be encouraged. Capacities are still gonna be like lessened in stores and things like that. I think that's gonna last a while. I think that's gonna last a substantial amount of time until we figure out a vaccine or whatever. But I feel like things are really somewhat gonna start opening up a bit in the next couple months. So whether it should or not, that's another story, but I think they're going to.
Yeah.
Hey, Keen, welcome. All right, all those movies, and I'm just gonna watch Dune on repeat. Oh, we got somebody lurking in the back. Hi. What's up? Welcome.
What up? What up?
Not much, just coronavirus. Topic of choice.
What's up, Malcolm?
Not much, just enjoying life and all that.
That's all you can do, man.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Oh, question from Oscar.
Exactly.
Should I watch Harry Potter first or Lord of the Rings?
I mean, you might as well knock out Lord of the Rings.
Just do all of them. I don't even know what to suggest first.
I think Jake is it on the head though. Like Lord of the Rings, only 3 movies. Depending on if you want to include the Hobbit movies or not.
No.
But I mean,
nah, that shit doesn't even exist in my mind.
Here's how I do it. Okay, do the Lord of the Rings trilogy first, then watch Harry Potter, and then get back to watching The Hobbit. Like, it's good to see them because it makes sense, but it's not priority. That would be my suggestion. But those are, I wouldn't know if I had to pick first. I love them both.
Okay, so which one do you love more, though?
Which one do I love more? I have more personal, like, memories and stuff tied to Harry Potter. So, but I definitely think Lord of the Rings is better quality films and filmmaking.
Yeah.
Rewatchability, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't watch them all that much. I probably watch them all once a year. They're like by one time a year, kind of watch around Christmas time, the season change. Like, okay, I'm gonna watch these movies. Now, other movies I'll watch more often. But,
yeah, I don't think I've rewatched any Harry Potters, but I think I have rewatched all the Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of Harry Potter because my daughter is getting into Harry Potter, so it's more like she's watching it and I'm walking around the house doing things, sort of watching it. So I've watched them somewhat recently. Lord of the Rings, it's been probably about a year since I've seen them.
I think it's probably been like 2003.
All right, pick one Walking Dead character, DC character, or Marvel, and a wild card for your zombie apocalypse team. Michonne is my Walking Dead character. I love her. DC character. I'm not gonna pick Harley. I don't think she'd be all that great in the zombie apocalypse. I might pick Deadshot for my DC character. He never misses, so. Marvel, I'd pick Dark Phoenix because she can like eat a sun, so she's pretty powerful. Wild card. Kylo Ren, just so I can hang out with him. Okay, that's mine. I don't know if you guys have ones.
I mean, like for me, Marvel, for the same reason you went Deadshot, I'll go Hawkeye.
There goes my pick.
You both can pick him. It's fine.
I mean, DC, I'll go The Flash. For Wildcard, I'll probably go a little bit off the wall here. Gollum could be an interesting one because he's just, even though he's more really obsessed with the Rick, he could sneak around and help you if you need it. I don't really know Walking Dead that much, but I'll probably take the guy with the bat, whatever his name is.
Negan.
Yeah, that's probably it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
I would, for Walking Dead, I would also go Michonne. DC, maybe Joker, just because he would have some fun ways to fuck up some zombies.
It is true. It would be entertaining.
Marvel, I was going to go with Hawkeye, but I'll take Spawn. Not MCU, but it just says Marvel, not
it
MCU.
just says Marvel. Yep.
And then wild card, I would take Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead because that man managed to survive no matter what.
Yeah. Plus, he'd be entertaining. So you got some like personalities in that group too. So it's not gonna be a boring apocalypse. You're gonna have entertainment.
Yeah. That's a fucking cast of characters right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi. What up?
Oh God, Ferris. Malfana.
All right. Let's see. Fun fact: there's 3 rewatchable Potter movies. That's the same number of rewatchable.
It's fair.
That's kind of funny, AJ. Which 3 though? Which one are your 3? Because like I like the ones that are technically like the lesser Harry Potter movies. Like I love Chamber of Secrets. It's one of my favorites, and it's not considered one of the better ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to everyone's favorite Harry Potter movie, the default seems to be Prisoner of Azkaban. Ben.
That's
It's
my
the one I
favorite.
see.
For
Yeah, for me, my favorite is probably Order of the Phoenix. Even though it's the longest book become the shortest movie. But it's one of those ones that I think is great. And I think the stuff they cut out isn't overly needed. I mean, the whole lot of thing maybe is probably the only thing that they could have done with, but I enjoyed what they did with it.
Sure, Lucas, sure.
Malcolm, you're in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Have you been to the filming locations?
I actually haven't been to the filming locations for Lord of the Rings, but I have been to Weta Workshop once to and seen sort of the miniatures and stuff. So
it's cool. Yeah, I'd love to go see it. It's so beautiful. I want to go see it. Oh, so much green grass, like the Shire, where like the Shire parts are. I want to see that so bad. All right.
It'd be interesting, but I don't think I'd be willing to invest a plane ticket into it. If I happened to be in New Zealand, I would make it a must-see thing, but I'm not.
See, the priority for New Zealand is to visit Malcolm, and then you just happen to be there, then you go see him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Malcolm's the reason to go to New Zealand. All right, let's see. Who's your favorite character of the Harley Quinn show? Poison Ivy. Lake Bell's Poison Ivy, I feel like steals the show. She is so sarcastic and dry. She's amazing. She's like everything I would want to have in like a female sidekick friend, partner, person. Yeah, so that's my favorite. AJ says those are the three best. I love all those. Definitely. I like all of them though. That's the thing. If I had to pick like the bottom ones, I don't even know what I'd pick.
Yeah.
I love things about all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like I like all the Harry Potters, just because for me, it's like all of them are over 3 stars. Gobbler's probably the one that I was most disappointed with, just because I feel like they tried to rush through that one so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of things they've had to cut out of the Harry Potter movies because their books are long.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're even more into making long movies now. That maybe if they made them right now, they wouldn't care as much and not cut as much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like from Goblet on, those ones they probably could have gotten away with making them maybe 2 movies or at least 3-hour movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I binged them all in like a weekend, so they all kind of run together. I can't tell you specifically what are my 3 favorites because I don't remember exactly what happened in each one.
Yeah. The reason Chamber of Secrets is one of my favorites, though, is because of the basilisk snake stuff. Because I like snakes, so that just appeals to me a little bit.
You said earlier today that you missed your spiders.
I do miss my spiders. They keep coming up on my Facebook memories, and it makes me. I talk to them. I would come home from work, be like, "Hey guys," I would talk to them. I feed them. It's like having 23 roommates and suddenly having no roommates.
23.
I had 23 at one point. I have 0 now, but I had 23. Actually, I had 27 at one point, but 4 of them died of old age because they bought them already as adults. So, yeah.
So, does New Zealand have like those ridiculous spiders like Australia has, Malcolm?
Not really. We don't like. There's really not a lot of spiders that is kind of local to New Zealand. They're all just in Australia.
Yeah, the ones in Australia are pretty cool. There's ones that have like a unicorn horn on the back of them. There's some that like hiss. They're pretty. I actually used I had the unicorn one. It was pretty cool.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. They're not very colorful though. Most of the tarantulas in like Australia are like browns and grays and stuff. The ones in Asia are the pretty ones, and South America they're pretty there. But
They're fucking spiders.
Spiders can be beautiful. I used to have a blue one. It was like my favorite tarantula. The one I kept that was gonna be my only tarantula. Then my cat killed that one too. It was literally iridescent, like peacock kind of blue with like a red butt, and it was awesome. It was named Thrawn from Star Wars because he's blue, but he died because my cat killed him. I love Kylo Ren. He's a cool cat, but he is very frustrating. Mentioned it before in Ladies' Night Harry Potter stream, but I hope JK stops writing the scripts. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Fantastic Beasts movies, to be honest. They're okay. I wouldn't put them in the same category as the other Harry Potter ones, though.
Yeah, I never bothered with those.
Yeah, I've seen them both once, and I haven't watched them again.
I mean, I've rewatched them a few times. For me, I actually do like the Fantastic Beasts movies. I agree that the script isn't the best that it could be. For me, I don't have a problem that JK chose to write the scripts. Like, I do wish that from the first one she got like Steve Kloves on to sort of help write it, because for a novelist to go to scripts like that is not easy. But Steve Kloves is working with her on the third script, so that who knows that what that one would be like. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy the Fantastic Beasts movies for what they are. It's and I mean, I actually got slightly higher. I've got them slightly higher than a couple of Harry Potter movies in my Wizarding World rankings. So,
I mean, I know absolutely nothing about Fantastic Beasts. Like, is it something that I need to watch to like fit into the Harry Potter lore, or is it just like a standalone?
I mean, you don't. I think you can watch them standalone pretty easily. You don't really need to watch them to understand Harry Potter, because they don't really touch on any of that in the actual movies. But yeah.
Yeah, there's like some Easter eggs and there's like some the lore stuff, but you don't need it for Harry Potter. It's just kind of like if you like Harry Potter, like, oh, I referenced that in the books or something like that. But it's just a lot of fan stuff. You know, they're trying to make fans happy.
Fan service.
Fan service.
So it's just.
I mean,
it's like an attachment.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
It's not part of the main. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, from the looks of it, over these movies, I think they're trying to show Dumbledore's battle against Grindelwald. I think that's what it's ultimately going to lead up to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
the I just nodded like I knew what you were talking about.
The J.K. Rowling thing, I do agree. I can't even imagine trying to write a script. I mean, I've written short stories and I've tried novels before, and that's a certain writing style, but trying to convert to setting up the feel of a room differently and actual real feeling dialogue and things, it's different. And I don't mind her being on it, but I do think someone who has successfully written scripts before, helping, advise, work it, so they could discuss and things would help a lot, because yeah, I can't even imagine trying to write a script. All right. Okay. Bye. Thanks for stopping. I appreciate it.
I don't know what it is with Oscar, but for some reason, he's been talking a lot of trash to me lately. I'm going to have to rectify.
How dare he be like every single other person in the chat.
That's fair.
We all do it out of love, though. I can't say it's fine. It's up to you if it's fine, but it's what it is.
I mean, how many times today have you said "fuck you" to me?
At least twice. I did it for the joke, Jake.
Only talk trash to the people that we love.
It's true. People I dislike, I just don't talk to at all, or I put the fake smile on. I'm like, yeah, you're great. So if I say mean things, it's because I care. But Yeah, Harry Potter. I probably need to rewatch the Fantastic Beasts movies because, like I said, I've seen them once, and my opinions do change on rewatches of movies often, so it's probably worth watching again.
I like this question that Danny just asked.
Yeah, I was about to.
Can I go first on that?
Yes.
Have y'all seen Jericho?
I've
Jericho?
heard of it.
I haven't seen it.
It only had one season. It was post-apocalyptic. I think it was Skeet Ulrich was the main guy in it.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that they had like set that world up and like trying to rebuild from like nuclear fallout or whatever it was, like they did it really, really well. And it got canceled after one season. And I really like to see that story keep going. That would be my pick.
Yeah. Mine, I said this, I think it was either on Call to Action or on some other stream, but there's a show called Soap that was from like the 70s, 80s, had Billy Crystal in it, and it was funny, and it got canceled like mid-storyline. So like they had this cliffhanger, like this stuff happened, and this stuff happened, and this stuff happened. Wait till next season, see how it turns out. And then there was no other season. So that was what I said originally, but I'm gonna say a different one this time. And there's a show called Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23. It only lasted 2 seasons. I loved that. Right? Yeah, it was Kristen Ritter. I loved that show. I own both seasons of that show because I rewatch it all the time. And it should not have been canceled. It just came out at a bad time, and it was the same time as the election, I believe, and so they were like fighting with debates for like screen time, and so its viewership didn't make it last. But I loved that show. James Van Der Beek, Paul's best friend, is amazing in that show.
Yeah, that was a really great show. Like it's on Netflix. Over here, I watched like it all just recently. Because I've heard so much about it. Like, thought I'd jump on and have it watch it. But I mean, for me, like, and it's going to be a really easy, obvious choice to say Firefly, so I'm not going to say that. But I mean, I really would like to see them bring Timeless back. I really loved Timeless when it was on. It was a great time travel show, and it got cancelled after 2 seasons /3 if you want to count the movie as its own season. But I think there's more they could do if it was like time travel. You don't really need to have an overarching story, but you just have to have you can do anything so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Firefly. A question got brought up in the generals chat earlier tonight about what movie people would want to see on Action Movie Anatomy coming up, and Josh Ryan put Serenity in it, and Serenity is obviously the final chapter of Firefly or whatever. But would y'all consider that an action movie? Because I can't wrap my head around that.
Very, very loosely. I wouldn't necessarily. Like, it's definitely not the driving factor of that movie at all, whatsoever. It's sort of there, but it's not the point of that movie. So I don't think I'd.
It's just like Lord of the Rings in a way. Like, a lot of people may consider that an action movie. It's more predominantly fantasy because he might have been on there, but like briefly on Late Night Take 3 today, we had Drew on there, and we got talking about action movies, and someone brought up Lord of the Rings, and I can't remember if he was on there at the time or it had gone, but like as I said, there's like it's more predominantly fantasy than it is action. It's my same feeling when it comes to Star Wars. Like, that's more sci-fi than I'd say it called as an action movie. But I mean, I get it. That action movie is still probably a kind of a genre for those movies.
Well, like what he said was 3 years ago he wouldn't have considered it an action movie. But with some of the things that they've covered, I was gonna scroll up and try to find the comment, but Jesus, this Action Generals chat.
Yeah, the interpretation or like the rules of the action movie for them, I feel like have changed a bit. Like what they considered following the rules, what they would cover at first compared to now is very different.
Yeah, I found it. He said, because I asked, does Serenity count as an action movie? He said 3 years ago I might have said no, but now that they cover Star Wars, Marvel movies, and Prisoners, I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the like IMDb descriptive word of the movie, I don't think it's an action movie, but for what they have covered in the last like year or two, I could see them covering it.
Yeah, I mean, I think these days when it comes to genres of movies, just like every movie falls under multiple genres now. It's really hard to go as like, oh, that's not an action movie, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, superhero movies are also now like westerns and gangster dramas and stuff. Like they're pushing boundaries, especially now.
I don't like that. I don't like classifying superhero movies as westerns or
What would you consider Logan then?
Well, I actually just watched that tonight. I wouldn't consider that a western. I mean, and I even though the characters, they got superpowers and shit, I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a superhero movie. That was straight up action drama. That's what it was for me.
I could see that. Yeah, I think that's the movies I'm enjoying the most of superhero movies now are the ones that aren't really that much of a superhero movie anymore. Like I said, Joker, I loved Joker so much. And that was because it didn't feel like a DC superhero movie. It felt like a gritty, dirty, street crime type movie. And it was really good. And Logan, it was so good. It's just, I like it when they're trying new things and trying new like feels for a movie. They need to keep doing that.
And that quote, like, because that was the first time I'd seen it since it came out. And that quote where he said, people that I care about get hurt. Do you understand that? And she looked at him and said, we'll all be fine then. Like that broke me.
Damn. Yeah.
Like that was some heavy shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah. That movie's definitely an emotional roller coaster too. Like you feel stuff in that movie. Like for sure. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? I thought I saw one. Okay. What have you been enjoying more, your first stream or Danny's? I enjoy them for different reasons. I like being in the chat for Danny's. Danny's was fun. Seeing double PLD was too much for my eyes, and it was painful. But other than that, it was good. But yeah, I also just like discussing movies and books and things. This has been fun. Like I said, I love Call to Action. I love discussing Showdown, but I like discussing other things too. So it's been fun.
Yeah, honestly, I prefer not prefer, but I like the fact that people are talking about other shit. Like Brienne streamed tonight with Kaiser and Ellis. It was strictly about music. It had nothing to do with Schmodown or anything. Like it was just a focused stream on music, and it was a nice break from kind of what we've been bombarded with all these streams lately. And I'm not complaining about all these streams. I love the content, but it's nice to talk about something else.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one binding thing we all have in common is Schmodown, but we all sort of have similar takes on Schmodown. There's only so much to be said about Schmodown. But there's a lot of other topics and opinions and things that people can talk about that we all have different opinions on that, can make for interesting conversation for sure.
Yeah.
So what's your next topic gonna be for your next live stream?
I don't know. I actually wasn't going to do live streams. It was actually a suggestion of Paul because I was asking him what he thought I needed to do to like grow this channel. And he's like, do live streams. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's the one fucking time I agree with Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, don't make it a habit. But yeah, so I kind of want to do it sort of like, I guess sort of kind of like how SEN and like Mornings That is, where I will come with a couple topics, but also I like just conversation just going where it goes, like with a chat kind of running it a little bit, because there's things I don't even think about talking about that the chat has brought up, and it's like, okay, this is interesting. Let's talk about this. I never even thought about talking about that. So
yeah.
yep.
I mean, I think you should bring AJ on one day, and
I would love to have AJ on.
see how that goes.
I feel if AJ came on, though, the show is instantly going to get extremely inappropriate and dirty, because me and him are the ones that make very inappropriate comments in the general chat.
A little bit.
AJ and I could create a show, Kelsey Live After Dark, and it'll just be us saying really inappropriate things.
Yeah, you definitely would not be monetized.
Nope. Yeah. It's all right. I probably won't be anyways, but...
AJ's in the chat right now. You should bring him on and see what happens.
Yeah. I know, right? Like, I find that the conversation interesting, but I also don't need to hear about it for 7 hours on 7 different streams.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that so many times. The main movie trivia thrown and posts like, how many times can you talk about something about repeating yourself?
Mm-hmm. Like I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain for myself. I mean, y'all know that I moderate chats for a lot of fucking people. And it always comes back to the Schmodown, and half the time I'm not even listening to the chat. Like, I'll have it popped open just so I can like delete shitty comments or something. But I'm working or I'm watching something else. Like I can't even listen to it.
Yeah. I know there's so many chats. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's why whenever I get a Schmodown person to sort of guest on take forever, whether it's late night or if it's a random episode, it's like I try it like I'm glad to get them on to find out more about what they like about other things. Like I had video Drew on Rankum the other day talking about Glee. So I mean, which is something I didn't know she actually liked until I actually asked.
Well, like today, case in point, Roxy has had guests on every day for the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And they've mostly been Schmodown competitors, and it always goes back to that. But like today, she had Lauren LaGrasso on, who just released her new single, Rise, which y'all should go check out, support her. But she doesn't know shit about Schmodown. So the whole conversation, like, it never came up, and it was just a conversation about other things that are happening in the world. And I loved it. Like, that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And another thing, especially right now, is there's only so much Schmodown to talk about. Like, we don't, we're getting half as much as we used to. So we have less to talk about, which is one reason why we have like Cheese Corner on Call to Action Live now. Because we need stuff to talk about. And we can only talk about like Elba and Alba so many times before it's repetitive. So then it's either our show is going to be 45 minutes or we're going to talk about other stuff. So.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those ones like I'm glad that Robert's match is actually live now, so that we don't have to see the MTS page. I was like, Parker, good. It's like, the proof is out there now.
Yeah.
It's
like, go watch the tape, guys.
Oh, we were on the hype train before, though. I mean, Christian basically ordered us to bring him.
Yeah, Christian was like, you need to be on this hype train.
Yeah. I mean, like me and the fan leagues and just you guys just hearing about it, like we all knew that the hype was real. Like it's been out there for ages, and he's just particularly good at IG.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna break away from Schmodown real quick, which is what we're trying to do. Malcolm Stardrew put a good question in the chat. Or well, not a question. He just said or more food talk. So a question for you. Poutine or loaded fries?
I mean, I've said this so many times in the short reaction chats. I like poutine. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
That is the correct answer.
I still have not had poutine. I could just make it for myself, I guess. I just need to get cheese curds and gravy and just do it myself, I guess.
Yeah, you're in Utah. It's close enough to the Midwest to get cheese curds.
Yeah. Well, every time I drive to LA for Schmodown events, all the gas stations have cheese curds in like a bag you go buy. I'm like, why would you buy cheese curds in a bag at a gas station? Like, of all places.
Well, when we went on, what was it? It was me, Paul, Sadi, and fuck, who else went on action movie Anatomy with us? I don't know, whatever it was, but I went to the 7-Eleven across the street, and like they had everything you could ever imagine. Like, I'm in Alabama, I can't get that shit.
Yeah, the gas stations in Utah are pretty limited on what you can buy. All right. Oh, I see an interesting question. In honor of the Spider's victory, what are your 3 favorite Spider-Man movies? My favorite Spider-Verse. That's like the best in my opinion. 2 is probably Homecoming, and 3 is Spider-Man 2. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, mine's basically the same. Like for me, number 1 is Spider-Verse. Then 2 is Homecoming, and 3. I actually like the first Amazing Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm. I liked those. I feel like they're underrated. People didn't like them, some people, but I thought they were fun.
I guess we can guarantee that Billy Belford will never come into this stream since we all 3 have Spider-Verse as our number 1, and he hates that movie.
How can someone hate that? I do not understand.
Yeah, Billy Belford just hates happiness. So I got Spider-Verse number 1. I would probably put Far From Home over Homecoming for my number 2. And my number 3 would be the original with Tobey Maguire, the first Spider-Man with Bonesaw, Macho Man. Mm-hmm. That would be my 3.
Yeah, I liked that one. That was a good one. I liked the Tobey Maguire ones more than I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't particularly think that he was a great Spider-Man, but I liked the movies.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I agree. I had some problems with the third one, like with weird emo dancing Peter Parker a little bit, but the first 2 for sure I enjoyed a lot.
I did not like the Andrew Garfield ones at all. That's just me. And it might be because I'm not a fan of Emma Stone. I mean she's a good actress, she's fine, whatever. But I'm good on her.
It's like I know someone whose favorite Spider-Man movie of all time is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's what my viewers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that one had some problems.
Yeah.
It looked cool though. So I saw it with in 3D, and I was never really into 3D movies. That's kind of when I first started seeing 3D movies, and it looked cool in 3D. I'd have to give it that. There were some storyline issues and stuff like that, but like with the electricity and it looked cool in 3D. So, let's see. I know you're not into sports, but I just want the way back tonight. I love those. I love sports movies. I love.
I mean
Gavin O'Connor.
I don't really know if I could classify that as a sports movie though. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know he's a basketball coach and all that, but it's more about his personal demons and his journey and all that. I wouldn't call that a sports movie. It's not Remember the Titans. It's
like a people movie that just happens to have sports in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I haven't seen the way back yet because that's when everything went to chaos and I didn't get to see it in theater. I do need to rent it though. It being like $20 to rent those movies and I'm by myself. I don't know. I just haven't splurged yet. Maybe I'll do that this weekend because I still want to see it really bad.
I mean, that's fair.
Like,
Yeah, I
Warrior is
mean,
my
there's a
second
lot
favorite
of those
movie.
movies. It's a lot of those movies I've been wanting to rent, like just because I want to fall out my top movies of 2020, so it's not just the movies that came out at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the last movie I saw in theaters was Sonic, and that was that. So,
So, Kelsey, what would
I mean,
you
the
say?
last movie I saw in theaters was Downhill. With
I think mine was Ford v Ferrari. That was my last one.
mhm.
But that was one that you needed to see in theaters. With
Yes,
all that
that
fuck-
movie is
yeah,
beautiful. Sound, the story, it was so good. I love racing movies. Like I'm big. I like going to racing. Go to races. They actually closed our racetrack this year here, which is a bummer. So I can't go to races anymore. But I used to go all the time. My ex-husband raced his car and stuff, so I would go watch him race. And racing was a big deal for me, so I liked not necessarily NASCAR per se, but like local races.
Yeah, I only live a couple hours away from Talladega. I've still never been. I feel like I need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about NASCAR, but
Mhm.
I mean, the environment and the people and
Yeah.
the energy. It's kind of like how I am with baseball. Like I really don't care about baseball,
Mhm.
but I love going to baseball games.
I'm like that too. My work every year we do a summer party and it's to go see the local baseball game. And we don't actually watch the game. We go get beers and hot dogs and we sit and we talk and then occasionally we'll look up and notice something's happening and cheer and then we'll go back to doing what we're doing. And so it's like and then whatever else is cheering around you, that's awesome. And so that's fun, but I'm not super like I don't like on TV sports really. Live, I love going to basketball games, baseball games, car races, hockey. I love hockey, going to hockey games, but
Never been to a hockey game. I need to.
Hockey's
Everybody
fun.
says that it's a great environment.
Mhm.
I live in Alabama. Where the fuck am I getting hockey at?
Yeah. Utah doesn't have a big like NHL league, but we have like a minor league team here called the Grizzlies, and so I'll go see them. And tickets are cheap because they're a minor league, so it's like $8 for the terrible seats, 20 for the good seats. So.
Oh, that's what I loved when I lived in Lexington, Kentucky.
Mhm.
The Lexington Legends were the minor league baseball team.
Mhm.
Tickets were like $12,
Mhm.
and if you went on a Thursday, it was like 25-cent beers. I didn't give up. I had no clue what was happening on the field. It was just all of us drinking 25-cent beers and having a good time.
Yeah. So I like live sports. I like going to live sports. I'm not gonna watch sports on TV. Schmodown's the only sport I'll watch on TV. Otherwise, it has to be in person. But
I don't know. I'm all about college basketball. I'll watch that on TV all day long.
Yeah. I never really watched sports.
What about you, Malcolm? What's your sport? Well, I mean, y'all got like rugby and Australia League football down there. And
yeah. I mean, just like Kelsey, I'm not that big into sports. I've never really have been. I work. I do casual work down at the stadium. Whenever there's a sport event or thing, I could be working at the bar down there. So I'm there for free, which is a lot of fun because I get to hear free concerts as well as like score. But yeah, I mean, like just like Kelsey, the Schmodown is probably the one sport I watch regularly. The others are just I if I'm in the room, I'm watching it. If I'm not, I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go out of your way for it, but you don't hate it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, the one that I have like opinions on. So like, if people ask me what your favorite team is, I don't have a favorite football team. Don't have a favorite baseball team. Don't have any. I have a favorite hockey team. I like the Capitals. And I hate the Penguins.
Oh, Makuga will kill you if you say that.
I will never say that to Makuga's face. But yeah, like Crybaby Crosby, I'm not a fan of. I'm a Ovechkin fan. But
What's that?
like,
Joshua McCreager's in the chat.
and he just blocked me. He says I'm not allowed to go see a stand-up anymore, and I'm banned from watching Eating History. And okay, Thanks, Bakuga.
I made an ass of myself when I met him in Brooklyn.
How'd you do that?
I was surprised. I was a little toasted at a Schmodown Live event, and I think I introduced myself to him like 5 times. Like, what's the point? it would like 45 seconds would go by, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, what's up, man? I'm Jake." Like, yeah, man, we've been sitting here talking.
That's right. Like I've done that a few times when we've had a Schmodown person on as a guest on late nights. I think to Matt, we had Matt Nost on at one stage talking about thinking like when he first sort of jumped on, he'd introduced himself. I just instinctively said that my name's Falcon, I'm from New Zealand. It just roasted me for that because like, I mean, if you can't tell from my accent, it was like you're from New Zealand, but I could not guess.
Oh yeah, it's funny. My experiences meeting Schmodown personalities mostly have all been the same. Been like Makuga, I met very briefly at the awards, very briefly, and then when I went to Vegas a month ago, he was doing stand up, and he called me out from the audience because I was holding my wine with 2 hands. To be fair, it was because I was afraid I was going to drop it because it was a huge glass, and I was already kind of, alcohol levels are different in Vegas than they are in Utah, so I was feeling it. And so he was giving me a really hard time in the chat and from the stage chat. I'm so used to chats. Oh my god. And so and he was making fun of me because I'm from Utah and blah, blah, blah. And then so after the show, I hung out with them in the back of the House of Blues, and Mark Riley was like, I really hope Bakuga, that was like a bit like that he didn't remember, he's like, because I was wanting to yell, that's Kelsey, oh my god. So I don't know if he didn't remember me, or if that he did it for a bit. I don't know, but
yeah,
it was funny. I kind of think he didn't remember me.
I mean, we've been fucking everywhere. They should all remember us now.
But I've got to get going.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on.
Nice.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah. Well, if anybody wants to join us, I'll put the thing in there, but I'll probably call it a night in like 10, 15 minutes because I was only planning on doing it for an hour.
It's 1:37 here, so yeah, I probably ain't gonna be up too much longer.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to come in for like 5 or 10 minutes until we say goodbye, or we could just wrap it up.
It was good to meet you, Shawshank.
Very good to meet you. All right. Well, I think actually I will call it a night because it is also almost 1 a.m. here, and I do work. No, actually, don't work tomorrow. Okay, but still, I'm tired.
How is it
All
1 a.m.? Oh yeah, you're in that fuck ass mountain time.
Mountain time, the best time. And we actually, I think, voted to eventually be like Arizona and get rid of the springtime time and stuff. So eventually it'll be mountain time is Pacific time, depending on the time of year. So that's going to be entertaining to try to remember. So yeah. I'm not wearing my tank top today, so I can't get on camera. Fair enough. Fair enough, Lucas. I'll catch you next time. Just make sure to wear a tank top next episode so we can have you on.
All right, well, I'll jump off so you can sign off.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hopping on.
Anytime.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining me on my first stream. It was a lot of fun. Definitely get used to running my own stuff and not being a call to action Schmodown related channel. If you have any suggestions on things, topics you'd want me to cover in future episodes or anything like that, please message me on Facebook, comment in the video after, it allows you to just make normal comments, DM me, whatever, because I love feedback. Actually, I'm one of those people, I love feedback, even negative feedback, so please let me know. If you like what I did, please like my video and subscribe to my channel. I will be doing probably more live streams and gameplays and reviews and lots of Harley Quinn-centric stuff since that's my main jam. And follow me at KelseyKins90 on Twitter and Instagram. And check me out on Called Action Podcast. I'm sure you guys all do. But if anyone watches this on rewatch, check me out on Called Action Podcast. It's an amazing Schmodown related podcast. I do have a coffee if anyone is interested. I'm trying to save up for a better mic because I bought a really cheap mic. So if anyone's interested, it's coffee.com/KelseyKens90. And I think that's really all I want to plug. TeePublic, Called Action has merch. I like plugging that too. And thank you all for joining me. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. And now